Welcome to the Jamaica News Now weekly roundup. Monday, violence at Zimissa Beach sparks investigation. The week began with public outrage over a violent confrontation at the Zimissa Beach event in St. Ann. Videos circulated online showed several people involved in a physical altercation that reportedly began after a disagreement over splashing water. Two teenage boys, aged 15 and 17, were reportedly injured. Organizers condemned the violence and promised stronger security measures at future events. Police subsequently detained an American businessman at Sangster International Airport as he prepared to leave Jamaica. Investigators said he was taken into custody in connection with the incident and was expected to participate in an identification parade. The case renewed debate about security at large entertainment events, the treatment of minors, and the responsibility of promoters to intervene quickly when disputes develop. Authorities also urged the public to avoid using social media footage to prejudice the case while the investigation continues. Tuesday, homes demolished in Cooper's Pen, Trelawney. Tuesday's biggest story unfolded before sunrise in Cooper's Pen, Trelawney. Residents awoke to bulldozers, tractors, sledgehammers, and a large police presence as approximately 20 predominantly concrete houses were demolished. Several residents claimed they received no immediate warning that the operation would take place and were not given sufficient time to remove their belongings. Families watched as homes built with years of savings were reduced to rubble. The demolition was reportedly executed under the authority of a bailiff on privately owned land. However, the circumstances surrounding the operation immediately raised questions about notice, due process, and the treatment of vulnerable occupants. Images of displaced families, including children and a mother with a newborn baby, spread rapidly across Jamaica and transformed the demolition into one of the week's most contentious national issues. Wednesday, drought forces tougher water restrictions. Jamaica's worsening drought conditions moved to the forefront on Wednesday as the government announced that 7 parishes would be placed under a water prohibition order from Monday, August 17th. The restrictions are intended to protect dwindling supplies and limit non-essential water use. Water Minister Mati Samuda also disclosed plans to pursue significantly tougher penalties for people who breach prohibition orders. The government believes the existing fines are too small to deter illegal water use during periods of severe shortage. The drought is already affecting households, farmers, and businesses, with some communities facing reduced pressure, scheduled lock-offs, and extended interruptions. The government is also examining limited desalination projects in water-stressed areas. Officials cautioned, however, that large-scale desalination could substantially increase the cost of water because of its high construction and energy requirements. Residents were urged to conserve water, repair leaks, and avoid activities such as washing vehicles with hoses or using treated water for irrigation. Thursday, Jamaica and United States deepen counter-drug partnership. National security dominated Thursday's news as the United States praised Jamaica's contribution to regional counter-drug operations. United States Secretary of War Pete Hegseth met Jamaica's Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of National Security and Peace, Dr. Horace Chang, during the America's Counter-Cartel Coalition Forum in Panama. Hegseth said Jamaica was working with the United States on a new military partnership aimed at disrupting drug trafficking organizations operating through the Caribbean. Representatives from 18 countries attended the forum, which focused on moving beyond political commitments and developing coordinated operations against transnational criminal networks. Jamaica's location makes the country a strategic point along maritime trafficking routes between South America and North America. Officials contend that stronger intelligence sharing, surveillance, and interdiction capabilities will be required to confront increasingly sophisticated criminal organizations. The announcement came amid heightened concern about the volume of illegal drugs being transported through Jamaican ports and territorial waters. Friday, Customs confirms major drug seizure at Kingston port. On Friday, the Jamaica Customs Agency released additional information about a major drug interception conducted earlier in the month at Kingston Freeport Terminal Limited. Customs said more than 2 tons of cocaine and approximately 256 pounds of ganja were intercepted during operations carried out between August 5th and August 7th. The agency described the combined haul as its largest drug seizure since the beginning of 2026. The disclosure placed renewed attention on security at Jamaica's principal cargo terminal and the continuing use of the island's ports by transnational drug trafficking organizations. The operation followed an already extraordinary year for narcotics interceptions. By late June, the Jamaica Constabulary Force reported that more than 5,100 kilograms of cocaine, valued at approximately 3 billion Jamaican dollars, had been seized during 2026. That total was already more than double the previous annual record reported for 2024. Saturday, government declares Cooper's Pen situation a humanitarian crisis. By Saturday, the Cooper's Pen demolition had developed into a full national controversy. Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness described the displacement of the families as a humanitarian crisis and pledged government support for those affected. Holness said neither he, his ministers, nor the Member of Parliament for Trelawney Northern had prior knowledge of the demolition. He said he ordered state agencies to assist the families after being informed about the operation. The Office of Disaster Preparedness and Emergency Management and the Ministry of Labor and Social Security were mobilized to provide immediate support. Jamaicans for Justice also raised concerns about the purported detention of more than a dozen men ahead of the demolition. The organization called for greater scrutiny of the operation and the protection of the residents' constitutional rights. The controversy has reopened a broader national discussion about squatting, private property rights, forced evictions, and the government's obligation to prevent families from being left homeless, even when they occupy land without legal title. Sunday, space and privacy crisis reported at Bellevue Hospital. Sunday brought fresh concerns about conditions inside Bellevue Hospital, Jamaica's principal public psychiatric institution. A Sunday Gleaner investigation reported that the hospital's emergency room is struggling with severe space and privacy limitations. The pressure has reportedly resulted in some people experiencing psychiatric crisis being redirected or turned away. The report described an overcrowded environment in which medical teams face difficulties assessing and treating patients with adequate privacy. The situation is particularly serious because individuals experiencing acute psychiatric episodes may pose a risk to themselves or others if they cannot obtain timely professional intervention. The revelations have intensified calls for greater investment in psychiatric emergency services, community-based treatment, and modern facilities. Mental health advocates have long argued that Jamaica relies too heavily on Bellevue while providing insufficient services at the community and parish levels. The latest concerns suggest that the country's mental health infrastructure is failing to keep pace with demand. The Copper Spend demolition became the defining domestic issue of the week, raising difficult questions about property ownership, due process, and the treatment of vulnerable families. At the same time, the massive cocaine seizure highlighted the continuing threat posed by international drug trafficking networks. Water shortages, public safety, and pressure on Jamaica's mental health system will remain important stories to watch in the days ahead. Which of these developments do you believe will have the greatest impact on Jamaica? Share your views in the comments, subscribe to Jamaica News Now, and turn on notifications for trusted updates from Jamaica and the diaspora. I'm your host. Thank you for watching, and have a safe and productive week. Subscribe today, turn on notifications, and never miss the stories that matter most. Jamaica News Now. Your Highlands, your news, right now.